Good morning. Okay, so yesterday I did a spontaneous deep dive into my own human design. Now, consider myself fairly logical, skeptical about personality systems, astrological systems, things like that. Human design, I believe, is was channeled. It is based on the I Ching, other things. The I Ching is my favorite part because, as an acupuncturist, I love that ancient Chinese wisdom. But went down the rabbit hole and found some great videos on my particular personality type, which is the 5-1. I'm also a projector, but I believe this video we're going to watch, which is just about 5 minutes, is about just 5-1s in general, not necessarily projectors. So let's watch it. I will comment on it because I found it to be very insightful. The more I learn about the 5-1 profile and projectors and 5-1 projectors, the more my mind is blown, the more I can't even believe it's real. It's really accurate to my experience, and the strategies that it lays out also really resonate as to what works for me. So let's get into this video by our boy Richard Beaumont. I will link his goodies in the description. Go check him out, give him a subscribe, and if you're a different personality type, like he goes through a bunch of them so you can find yours. That's what's most fun for me, is to figure out, okay, what am I, and then dive into it. But you might be dating someone and you'd be like, oh, what's their profile? It's found out by your date and time of birth. Which again, I'm a logical, kind of skeptical person. Personality tests where you're answering questions, those make sense to me in terms of typing someone. But just that you were born into something is more of a stretch for me. Again, everything I am reading about it and watching blows my mind, and I'm like, how can this be real? Let's go. The 5-1 profile, Human Design Films. Richard Beaumont.
Welcome to the 5-1 profile.
Welcome, Richard.
The 5-1 has in the conscious personality the fifth line.
Okay.
This is a very attractive line.
Okay, here's something I learned. So when it's 5-1, the first number is the conscious part, the 1 is the unconscious part. I don't really know what that means exactly, but we'll learn more. So the 5 is how we, I think, relate to the world, and then 1 is more how we relate to ourselves.
Line that is the heretic, the line where people project upon you that you can really solve their problems.
Okay, so he's saying some interesting stuff here. So he's saying that the 5 line means you're attractive, which, I mean, hey, who doesn't want to be attractive? And then the next one is heretic. Okay, that one sounds less appealing. Because typically heretics get crucified, burned at the stake, things like that. Receives projections. I mean, who wants to be projected upon? That doesn't sound great.
On the unconscious side, we have the first line. This is a line of insecurity, a line of
insecurity. Okay, I mean, that doesn't sound great, but
everything
can be a double-edged sword. And then it loves to dig deep. Okay, so this one line here, this is super interesting because it's the investigator. It's the person who wants to understand something. So, for example, I studied 5-element acupuncture. For me, with the one line, I was not super quick to be like, oh, I understand this. Let me talk about it. I had to study it for years until I felt like I got it enough to authentically relate that information to other people, which is, I think, a pretty big asset, because it means I don't just talk about things that are BS. I only talk about what I really know, and therefore when I'm talking about something, you know that I know what I'm talking about.
Find a solid foundation upon which to rely upon. So they're very different.
Wants a solid foundation. Exactly. I need to understand something so solidly that I'm standing on solid ground, and so people can. That's why it's fun to argue with people or to debate. because I feel like I'm coming from a place that I'm confident in what I'm saying. So therefore it's fun for people to like poke at it, and that just gets me to understand it deeper.
5 under 1, you know, it's something where...
Do you have a beverage? I need a beverage. Hold on. Okay, this is a nice pu'er from somewhere. I mean, all pu'er comes from a region in China called pu'er. I don't know if all of it comes from there, but we got to stay hydrated as we're taking in all this knowledge. It's freaking intense.
On the outside, when you're meeting people, this 5th line is very transpersonal. You know, you really look in to see other people. You can see what they need.
Okay, so that resonates with me, to look into other people and see what they need. I mean, I was very strongly drawn to acupuncture, which is very much like a one-on-one. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to figure out what you might need. I'm going to figure out how to communicate that to you. I can be very interested in people because people are freaking interesting. Literally everyone is way more interesting than you think, which is something I discovered in acupuncture school as I was doing lots of intakes and giving lots of treatments. I was just blown away how everyone has stories that you like would not believe that they experienced that or did that. People are amazing.
Take care of them. It's a side of you that can really reach into the other and know what's going on. It's heavily karmic, this 5th line for you. You're here to meet friends and allies from the past, to give them a helping hand in the way that they helped you.
Yeah, to be honest, when I hear the word karmic, like, I just have no idea what that means. But he's saying, you know, you meet people along the way, for sure. That's like the hero's journey. Part of the hero's journey is the helper. Somewhere along the way you get stuck and you need someone's help, and that's legit.
And to meet your enemies, the ones that did you wrong in previous lives. This time to finish it with them, you know, whatever that may mean for you.
Exes? Anybody? Exes?
So you're going to get a lot of people focused in on you because of that past life connection. It means that you can't really fulfill your own life until you meet certain people along the way. So it's going to be important for you to meet certain people in this life. He obviously...
Yeah, okay, I mean, that's cool, but I would also argue that that's true of everybody. Nobody's getting through this life alone. Maybe it is particularly true for like a 5-1, but I feel like that's true for everybody. We all need mentors. We all need people to give us the keys to certain things. Oh no, the internet connection might be bunk. We might have lost it. No, we're good.
He knew very clearly that people would project upon him. So for a lot of...
Okay, so this guy here, this is, I think he calls himself Ra. He had an original, just like American name, or he was Canadian, but he's the guy who channeled the understanding of human design, developed it. Again, cannot stress enough how skeptical I am of someone channeling something. But some of my favorite content ever created was channeled. So like Abraham Hicks, if you're familiar with that. I'm trying to think of the lady's name. But like, so legit. That stuff was my jam for like a lot of my early 30s. It's good stuff.
His teaching career, he used to wear
But again, I think the best way to assess whether like BS or not is you just listen to the person's audio, watch their videos, you see how they interact with people. I have a pretty strong radar for people. I think everybody can have like intuitive, understanding of like, okay, yeah, this guy is just creating a bunch of BS, or okay, he's legit, he's trying to help. He's got a system for that. As I watched some of his videos, yesterday was the first time I'd ever seen a video of this Ra guy, Rahu something. And I was like, yeah, this seems pretty legit. He seems very like in integrity in what he's saying, and his intentions seem really good, and he seems really like intelligent and grounded.
Hat with an emblem or something cryptic written on it, or a t-shirt with something cryptic on it, something where people could look at something other than him to deflect the projection screen. You know, wearing a hat is a good way of doing it.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite parts of the video. This resonates with me so heavy. The more I love glasses, these are prescription glasses, so I need them, but I also have a pair of non-prescription glasses that I will wear at work pretty regularly, and it's all about like deflecting the energy away from like my face, my eyes, just because it can feel like intense, just people's energy, people's attention. As a 5'1", projector, I feel like an absolute magnet for people's attention, positive and negative. I can just feel the way that a complete stranger who's just nearby me is having some kind of reaction to my existence. Again, I think that's true for everybody. We're all impacting one another all the time, but it might be heightened for 5'1s and 5'1 projectors. Are you a 5'1 projector watching this right now? If so, high five. It's been rough, huh? But once you get your hands on the tools and turn it into a superpower, it's pretty sweet.
Attract attention is also a good way of doing it, so that you know they can't quite get to see you, but they see something. That's a good thing to remember.
Okay, yeah, so I feel like he's saying something really interesting here, really important, which is this like a little strategy to protect yourself, or just like kind of play with the thing. Wearing something that gets attention, but because the attention is going to the thing, it's not going towards you, which almost seems counterintuitive, but it makes sense if you are a 5'1", and maybe especially a 5'1 projector, because it doesn't matter where you are, people are always noticing you. I'll speak for myself. It's like my energy field is doing something, and people can feel it, or they notice it, and it's just like, oh, everybody's always paying a little bit of attention to me, whether I'm in a grocery store, you know, because we're all like strangers, so you know, why is anybody paying attention to anybody? But with this aura type, yeah, it's just like inescapable that people's attention is going towards me. So, which again, I'm not necessarily very extroverted, so for a lot of my life that has been a hell of people's attention. But you know, obviously I've come a long way with it, and being on social media, YouTube, whatever, is a great way to empower myself, to put myself out there, to have attention, but there's an intention behind it. I want to provide you with value. You found this video because, and you've gotten this far into the video because you're getting something out of it. I got a lot out of watching this video. Let's freaking go.
Clint Eastwood is a 5'1", for example. You know, it's classic. You know, do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you? You know, I mean, the kind of lines, I know it was in the film, but he holds it so well, that the stranger that comes in from the outside in some of those spaghetti westerns.
Okay, I mean, this part of the video is like a little bit dated because, okay, I'm 40, but like I don't have any relationship with Clint Eastwood. You know, this Richard gentleman's obviously a little bit older, and so this is probably where he resonates. But you know, let's do a little live experiment. Hold on, let's see. Who is a 5'1 projector famous? Okay, so some famous Taylor Swift. Okay. I've heard of this Taylor Swift character. I know that she is a very popular artist. I think also Lady Gaga, which is interesting. So there's two female, like, very powerful artists. Lady Gaga has been very well known as, like, she's doing her own thing. She's inventing the culture. She's innovating, being herself, being weird. I like that. I like that a lot.
You know, the mysterious one that comes in and creates havoc or not.
Look how sick that hat
your
is.
heresy is going to be different to
need
what's
tobacco.
havoc or not. The mysterious
Okay,
one.
so even though this is like some older stuff, man, what? Look at like the lambskin vest and the gun belt just kind of askew on the hip. The gray button-up shirt and the poncho. Oh, the stubble, the hat, the tobacco. Man, what a sexy, filthy kind of guy.
Comes in and creates havoc or not. I mean, your heresy is going to be different to what's around. You know, a lot of what's around in the world doesn't work. We need something different. We need someone with your practicality. But at the same time, there is this mysterious quality about you. And look at Clint Eastwood's career.
Okay, this is also another thing that resonates a lot. So many people have told me, oh, there's this like mysterious thing about you. I cannot tell you how many. Yeah. So, but also the cool thing about the human design approach is that it's about empowerment around your specific design. So for me, or for other 5-1 types, or other 5-1 projectors, being able to like play with and utilize that mystery to further whatever my intention is in that interaction. So if I'm wanting to teach somebody something, I can utilize the mystery to lure them in, to want to know more about what I'm teaching. I mean, lure is an interesting word. In different videos, they talk about how the 5-1 is very seductive. It's the attraction, it's the magnetism, and with like enough awareness that can be harnessed for, I believe, a lot of good.
I think he started off in Rawhide or some TV program that was popular, and then moved on to the spaghetti westerns, and then moved on to the Dirty Harry movies, and built up bit by bit certain roles that he played. But
so I think what he's trying to say here is just that, like, Clint Eastwood can do anything. He can do any kind of movie. I don't know a whole lot about Lady Gaga, but from what I do know, it's like a similar thing. It's like she'll be doing this thing over here and be like a total master at it, and then she'll just go over here and do this thing and be like really good at it and like define the entire like genre. I think that's really cool. It's like a flexibility, a chameleon like quality, which is I've also heard that about the 5-1.
many things that came off that. This is someone who has been in films his whole life. Yes, it's healthy to be paranoid, but you carry the hopes and the dreams of the people on your shoulders, and that's quite a responsibility. So enjoy those times of wonder.
Okay, we're getting pretty close to the end of this video, and I'm also getting slightly bored. I also wonder, there was some great TikToks about people being like, do I have ADHD or am I just a 5-1? And I get that. I like to like sink my teeth into something, and then like in an instant I will be so done with it, which I think we're there with this video. We're not going to finish it. The hopes and the dreams of the people on your shoulders. I mean, that's pretty heavy, but I'm game for it. I mean, being an acupuncturist, again, is like a lot of people come to acupuncture when nothing Western medical has worked for them. And so you're kind of their last hope. And so okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Actually, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to give you the tastiest morsel at the end, which is part of the strategy, which is with the 5-1. Okay, so people are projecting onto you. You know, you're the heretic, but you're also the savior. So it's like, which are they going to project? The strategy is to be very clear in your communication. Here's what I can do for you. Here's what I can't do for you. And to always offer practical solutions. No pie in the sky, no snake oil. I think if you're a 5-1, you are held to an incredibly high standard. And so to meet that, again, the thing that you offer people has to be very grounded and practical. What is practical? It means they can actually do it. In the book Atomic Habits, one of my favorite parts is this thing where it's like, okay, I want to start going to the gym. And the author, James Clear, is like, okay, go to the gym, but don't do anything. Just walk in the front door and walk out. You know, don't put too much pressure on it. But on that day, you went to the gym. And then maybe the next day you go in, you change into your gym clothes, you go and you spend 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then you get out of there. All about like tiny movements to build towards what you're going for. Okay, if you made it to this far into the video, I am amazed at your attention span and your conviction in consuming this material. I would guess you are a 5-1. So put a comment down below how this helped you, if this helped you, if you want more. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I produce more things. Again, that 5-1 ADHD thing, like, who knows? I may never post another freaking video on this platform again. I probably am going to, but who knows? If you want to be on that mysterious ride with me, subscribe. If you like the video, hit that thing that looks like a thumb pointed in the air. I believe that tells the universe that this gave you some sort of value, and potentially others might like value. I think that is the idea behind virality, is that when people watch something and they get something out of it, they want to share that good thing that they got with other people. So, okay, get out of here. Get out of here.